Morning all, it's Saturday morning towards the end of May. Don't have a lot of anything exciting planned for this weekend. Gotta go organize my storage unit, and once that's done, of course the razors at the storage unit. I did, however, receive this from Rocky Mountain. Nothing too special, but about the only thing I got to produce content over this weekend. It's my first addition to the new razor, so I'll see you guys. Alright guys, I'm back here at my storage unit. Just got done putting stuff away and getting it organized. The razor's right out there. This is where I keep it. This here is my workbench where I generally do my reloading, but for today, because I got a Polaris part to put on the razor. I'm gonna back that in here in a minute and put it on here. But I went ahead and unboxed the contents of the Polaris fire extinguisher mount kit, part number 2881200. Parts list and instructions. But basically, this is a quick release kit for the fire extinguisher on the mount, for the fire extinguisher on the roll cage. Anything, when you get a new vehicle, I don't care if it's a boat, a daily driver, a side-by-side, anything like that, the first thing you should add to that vehicle is safety equipment, first aid kit, and a minimalist toolkit if necessary. Those are the first things that should go on there. On the side by sides, unless you're gonna be really thrashing hard on them, or you racing or whatever, yeah, change the harnesses, change the seats, those safety items. But what I do, seat belts in there are fine. I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody. I'm just enjoying myself. And the stock seats, the stock harnesses, seat belts, and the stock cage are fine. I mean, if you actually took the time to read the specification that cage is built to, you would know that cage is built for to a specification that's for 15,000 pound agricultural equipment and light industrial equipment, like a Case 580 backhoe. The machine only weighs 2,000 pounds. There is nothing wrong with the stock cage. A lot of people justify by buying a new cage. Well, I bought a chrome moly one and it's stronger. That isn't true. If you don't believe me, look up the ASTMs on chrome moly versus mild steel and you'll find out. It's negligible. I'm going to go off on a rant. I do that kind of work. Material testing. I've been a fabricator and erector and a welding inspector for the last 30 years, and material testing is one of the jobs that I do. So if you're buying a new cage because you don't like the boxy shape and it looks a lot sleeker and more aggressive, that's fine. Just be honest about it. I bought it because it looks better. It's not necessarily any stronger than the stock cage, but I went off on a rant and I didn't mean to. Safety equipment should go on first. So I went ahead and unboxed it, got all the parts laid out, made sure I had all the parts, and now I'm going to go back the side-by-side in and start putting this together. Alright guys, so I guess the first order of business was to get the frame brackets, the frame rings, and two of the screws, the two shorter screws and two nuts. And in the illustration here, obviously something in 2021 or in the near recent history, they changed the size of the tube up front, because the illustration shows the crossbar behind the driver and passenger seat up there, but that is a smaller diameter tube than the rest of the frame, and the ring brackets don't fit around it nearly snug enough to be securely mounted. I'm all right with that anyways. I wouldn't want a fire extinguisher sitting right there to where somebody could possibly bounce their head off of it if something were to fail in the restraint systems, seat belts. You know, a lot of people with the short shoulder harnesses, they'll just keep the lap belt on and then take the chest part and put it over. You know, everybody should be wearing helmets or whatnot, but it's still a potential bad injury being located there. One thing I know for sure is whenever I take this out, there's for sure somebody in the driver's seat, and if a fire does break out, stop the car, I can get out of the car, come around the backside here and grab it. That seems to be the most logical place for me to put it. But yeah, just be careful when you're putting this stuff on, because they put some tape on the inside of the rings and it gives it a really, really tight fit, and it's real tempting to take that tape out of there to make your bolted connection. Fight with it, leave the tape in there, because that tape is protecting your roll cage and it's also protecting the bracket, plus it's giving you a more secure fit to the cage. So don't, it'll take you a couple minutes to wrestle around with it and a pair of channel locks, and you'll be able to get them started. But I'll give you a look here. So this is the bracket. Kind of pan around. See where some paint had chipped off the aluminum ring from me using a channel lock, trying to squeeze it tighter to get the screw to go through that last hole. But it's on there now, it ain't going anywhere. That's the first part. The next part is to attach the fire extinguisher bracket. I will be right back when I'm done with that. The next thing you gotta do is test fit the fire extinguisher bracket here, that it fits in there snugly, and that the quick release pin goes all the way through and makes firm contact, and you're able to pull it out. And then this whole assembly will come out with the fire extinguisher. I'll test that in a little bit when I get the fire extinguisher fitted. Then it says just to loosely put the fire extinguisher loops on there, which I've done, and then to slide the fire extinguisher in there and tighten it up. I will go ahead and do all that right now. If I get that done, I will pull this out to where I've got better light, and we'll get a final look at it. Alright guys, I'm finally done this fire extinguisher mounting kit by Polaris. The instruction says it should only take 15 minutes, but it took me about 3.5 to 4 hours to do it, because the way they fabricated these straps here and here, here and here, they didn't cut them long enough when they rolled them to quite make the holes line up in the mounting brackets. I had to go buy drill bits and hone out holes in this bracket and in that bracket. Sorry, let me get this bracket here and that bracket there, to get it to work. And never fail, every time I start to go outside to film some of this, the wind kicks up. But for within the price point, let me get out of the wind, for in the price point of what that cost at $77, there were two other products within that price range at Rocky Mountain ATV. One I was actually wanting, but they were out of stock on them. And the second, by Proline, it was more like a fabric pouch that somehow mounted back there like that with, I think, Velcro straps. And I don't trust the Velcro straps with the pouch to have enough tension on it to remain where I want it on the roll cage. But I don't believe Polaris makes these anymore. They don't show up on their website. I just happened to come across them at Rocky Mountain, and now I know why. They're built too tight. You can't get the 4 bolts in without having to screw with them for long periods of time and honing holes out. So I suggest, if you're looking for a mounting bracket for your new side-by-side for your fire extinguisher, I'd stay away from the Polaris one. and go with one of the options. I mean, if you've got money to burn, think Dragonfire or Dragonfly. I think it's Dragonfire. They make one, and Assault Industries make one, and they both come with their own fire extinguisher, but you're talking $280. I'm just mounting a fire extinguisher kit. I'm not trying to impress anybody with it. So the $180 I saved by fighting with these 4 bolts, I could put somewhere else towards new tires. I'm not a big fan of replacing wheels, but Polaris done something funny where they got a different size wheel on the front than they do on the back. So I'm gonna end up having to buy new. When I buy new tires, I'm also gonna buy a new set of wheels so everything matches on all 4 corners. But anyways, that's it for today, guys. My 4.5 hour, 15-minute installation of Polaris fire extinguisher mount. See you next time.